welcome back to Googie's Kitchen, and if you are new here then hello and welcome. My name's Alexis and today I want to show you how to make my vegan seeded sweet potato and quinoa loaf. As I just mentioned, today I want to show you how to make this delicious bread, but firstly I'd like to apologise for my voice because I am losing it. I've made so many videos this Christmas that I'm actually losing my voice now. And I'd also like to apologise for the lighting during this video. I've videoed it over a period of time and unfortunately it was sunny this morning but now it's raining, so I've had to turn the lights on while I film the intro and the outro. So I just wanted to apologise for those few things. But yes, onto this bread that I've made, and it smells amazing. The smell is wafting up my nose as I stand here. This bread is really easy to do and it's a great one if you're gluten intolerant like myself. I used to love having like bread, toast and jam. I used to love having a slice of toast with some jam on it and a cup of tea, but nowadays I don't really eat bread that much because I discovered that I was gluten intolerant and I don't really like the gluten-free breads that they sell in the supermarket. So I kind of gave it up completely, but then I started to get a little bit envious of my husband and son when they would have jam on toast. So I started to look at making breads and I found this one. I thought of this one because sweet potato is lovely and sweet, and with the seeds in it, it tastes like seeded bread to me. So I still have this with jam on. Normally I have this with things like scrambled egg and baked beans, or I have this with soup as well. It's delicious with soup. But yes, this is yummy with jam on, believe it or not. So I thought I'd make some for the freezer, and while I'm making some, I thought I'd share the recipe with you today. So the first thing I'm going to do is preheat my oven to 180 degrees. So the first thing I'm going to do is just put a little bit of oil in this loaf tin. So I'm just going to pour a little bit of oil in the bottom of the tin and I'm going to brush it around with a plastic brush. If you don't have a plastic brush, then your fingers will do the job just as well. I just like to use a fat plastic brush because it saves my hands from getting dirty. So yeah, I'm just going to oil the base of this tin now. And then I have 2 pieces of greaseproof paper. So one I've cut lengthways to the tin and one I've cut widthways. So I'm going to put the widthways one in first. It doesn't really matter either way really which one you put in first. And then I'm going to stick it to the sides and the bottom of the oil tin. And I'm going to put a bit more of what's left on the brush. I'm going to brush over the bottom part of this tin. And then I'm going to put the lengthways one in. So it's nice and even and it covers the whole bottom and sides. And then I'm just going to add a little bit more oil to the greaseproof paper because then hopefully the loaf that we are making will come off from the greaseproof paper. So yeah, I'm just going to brush all of the greaseproof paper inside the tin now until it's all covered evenly in the oil, like so. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this tin aside. So now I'm going to mix my dry ingredients together. So in this bowl I have 100 grams of ground almonds. So I'm just going to put that into a large mixing bowl. And then in this bowl I have 200 grams of ground quinoa flour. Now I ground this in my NutriBullet. I know that you can buy it in the supermarket, but please don't because it is very expensive and you only get a tiny tube of it as well. I don't understand why that is. It's really easy. If you've got a blender or a NutriBullet, it's really easy to grind it up in that. So I've got 200 grams of ground quinoa there. So I'm going to put that in. And then in this bowl I have 1 teaspoon of baking powder. I also have a teaspoon of bicarbonate of soda and I have a 1/4 teaspoon of salt as well. And don't worry about taking the recipe down. It will be linked in the description box below for you, and it's also on my blog Googie's Kitchen Life as well, so if you want to go there and check it out, please do. And in this bowl I have 2 tablespoons of sesame seeds, I have 2 tablespoons of chia seeds, I also have 2 tablespoons of sunflower seeds, and I have 2 tablespoons of pumpkin seeds as well, and I'm going to add those in as well. And now I'm just going to mix all of these ingredients together until everything's well mixed in. This shouldn't take too long. And once this is all mixed in, I'm going to add my ingredients that I have in this NutriBullet. So earlier on, I steamed some sweet potato on the hob in a saucepan, in a colander on a saucepan. So what I did was I peeled and chopped 1 sweet potato. It was about 200 grams, and I chopped it into about 1 centimetre, 2 centimetre pieces. Then I put it into a colander, which I then put on the hob, and I poured boiling water in it. I brought it to the boil, and then I steamed the sweet potato for a good 15 minutes, and I put this into my NutriBullet. So the ingredients in this NutriBullet are 4 tablespoons of almond butter, sweet potato, and 200 mils of oat milk as well. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to pour this onto the quinoa flour mixture, and I'm going to mix these together now. This may be a little dry, so I may need to add a bit more milk, but I'll wait until the end to see. And yeah, as I said, I have a blog called Googie's Kitchen Life, and it has over 650 recipes on it now. And yeah, it's got this sort of recipe. It's got vegan, vegetarian, meat eater recipes, bread recipes, cake recipes. There's all sorts on there. So if you like this recipe and you want more, then please do go check it out. I think I'm actually going to have to add a little bit more milk to that. So to get the remnants out of the bottom of this cup, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some more oat milk to the bottom, and then I'm going to put the lid on, and I'm just going to shake these, and hopefully we should get a bit more of the stuff from around the sides. Yeah, that's worked beautifully, that has. Nearly empty there, so that's great. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue mixing these ingredients together until it forms like a cake mix. I know I said loaf, and you're probably expecting like me to knead the dough and stuff, but honestly you don't need to do it with this, and it still does taste bread-like as well. It's absolutely delicious, this bread, and I've had it with avocado and egg on it, and I've also had it with jam on as well. So it's a great savoury or sweet bread to have, or loaf, whatever you want to call it. And then to make it rise, I'm not going to use yeast, I'm going to use apple cider vinegar. I've already put a teaspoon of baking powder in here. No, bicarbonate of soda, sorry. So when you put a teaspoon of bicarbonate of soda in and you add vinegar to it, it makes everything bubble up and rise. So when I pour this in here, it should hopefully help the loaf to rise. Yeah, I can see it going now. Had sort of a white crust on the top. I don't want to say that, but yeah. So yeah, when you put vinegar and bicarbonate of soda together, they bubble up and they make this loaf lovely and soft and light and airy as well. So I'm just going to continue mixing these in now. So now everything is well mixed together, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour the mixture into my loaf tin, and I'm going to spread it across the bottom as evenly as I can. So you get a nice amount with each slice that you cut from it. So hopefully. So I'm going to just spread this across the base now, and once I've done that I'm going to put it into the oven for about 25 to 30 minutes. I'll probably check it after 25 just to see how it is, and obviously it depends on how hot your oven it gets as how long it's going to take to cook. But yes, I'm off to put this in the oven now. So the loaf has been in the oven for a good 25 minutes now, and what I'm going to do, it's a lovely golden brown colour, so I'm just going to check it's cooked on the inside. So I'm just going to put the skewer in, and yep, it's coming out clean in the places I'm putting it in. So I'm going to take this out of the oven now and leave it to cool. So I've left this loaf to cool for a good half an hour now, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove it from the tin, and then I'm going to remove all of the greaseproof paper as well. It comes off beautifully because there was enough oil on that. I'm just going to put that in there, slide that under there, and then I'm just going to leave this to cool further, and once it's completely cool I'm going to put this, I'm going to slice it up and I'm going to put it into freezer bags. I'm going to put it in the freezer so I can have it for breakfast and maybe as like a nice afternoon snack, or also I can have this with soup as well. It's delicious with all different types of food. So yes, I'm really looking forward to trying this. So that's how you make my vegan seeded sweet potato and quinoa loaf, and that recipe I will link in the description box below for you. As I said, I'm going to cut this up and bag it and put it in the freezer for later on, but I'm looking forward to having this for my breakfast, and I might even have this with some soup at some point as well. So that's it from me. Thank you so much for watching. Please feel free to give me a big thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. And please feel free to leave any comments below, and please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. See you all soon. Bye.